forgot to point out that in this book, the book I am holding right now, that Bailey tries to keep Peter's secret a secret, and he unintentionally blabs that his friend's name is Peter to this strange, because he's 10. So don't give me that he wouldn't brag to Christina about the time traveling adventure, because that's what average 10-year-olds do. But again, this book doesn't know who its I mean who its audience is, let alone in the annual where they're trying to get new readers. Who are you trying to get? What fish are we cooking for dinner? You know, you just throw your rod out into the water and you hope that you'll catch something. But if the fish is too small, you throw it back. You know? I get money's money, but you gotta know your audience, Marvel. So, yeah. That's all I had to say. Mom's gonna love that I had something to tack it on. Anyway, enjoy the video. I do that like 95 times in this video. I try to find a point I want to talk about. The evil ringmaster guy is taken out by some lady, but he'll be back. You know he'll be back. It's yeah. I'd really be curious to know if any of you picked up this book. And Marvel, if you want to take the idea about Spider-Girl, please feel free. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. We're doing one book today. Spider-Boy Annual. It's Spider-Boy's first annual. Annuals don't connect for my younger viewers. But, it's part of the Infinity Watch. I say that because I have wanted Bailey to be part of an event for quite some time now. And I was right that they kind of gave him nothing to do. They didn't make him an important character in any way. Unless he's in the main book. But in his own book here, he's not all that important. Yeah. The art's okay. It's no Alex Ross, but Mom liked it. I am to mention that. This takes place before before the for Spider-Boy number. I'm looking for an ad. I'm looking for an ad. An ad. A specific ad. Sorry, cats and kittens. I'm doing this on my own today. Number 12. The ad helps because it has the new Spider-Girl on it, which I think is going to be like Bailey's girlfriend from the future, or daughter from the future, or just maybe Mayday Parker. And they're finally doing what I thought they should do with Ben Riley and having her come back and get trained by someone. But instead of making it Ben Riley, they've made it Bailey. But that's just a thought. Really excited for that. And because of the ad, I know that that this takes place before that. This guy, the big muscle bound brute, I don't even know his name, is like Drax the Destroyer in the movie. And if you swap him out with Drax the Destroyer, it doesn't change the book at all. This girl or guy or whatever reminded me of the late Adam Warlock. Don't know if he's still around. You don't get to see Peter Quill. You don't get to see Gamora. You don't get to see any of the Guardians of the Galaxy. You're stuck with these guys. It's basically what you get. What it says on the cover is what you get. Bailey and these two chuckleheads. It starts with him spotting a dog-faced boy, a literal dog-faced boy, not with some condition, like a literal dog face. This is Marvel Comics, folks. And he thinks that he might be from Madame Monstrosity, his regular villain. Turns out he's not, but he does run into these two who are looking for like the Infinity Stones or something. Explains in the beginning. If you don't read the beginning, I sure hope they include that in the trade. You're completely lost. That's my point. It's not like this book could stand on its own. I give it a 3. How it could have gotten the how it could have gotten the the how it could have gotten the extra points would have been having it drag into the actual main story. If that makes any sense to you non-comic reading fans. I know people who read comics it will automatically make sense to, because the Connor and Cassie kissing annual in the Teen Titans, which I think is the best annual and it should be held up as an example. I've said that before. Actually drags into Connor's potential death from Superboy Prime. It makes it so you kind of have to read the main story, but yet it still doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with when you read comics. You gotta make the audience want to pick up the story and what goes on in it. If they take the Chasm issue 1 that I just reviewed here on the channel, for example, if they make Ben Reilly the main character and they don't make it even care about Kane in the slightest, the book, they've essentially fallen into the trap of just making another Ben Reilly story. For this, Bailey is a brand new character. There are people that dislike him, and you have to win those people over. As I've said before in these reviews, you can't just make it so Bob's the only one that likes this. Which, for this was the weakest issue of Spider-Boy so far. So, it didn't really explain a whole lot about the Marvel Universe, especially considering the storyline in the main book will have him deal with Daredevil. And the villain in this, the guy that always hypnotizes people, that is like a ringmaster, I forget his name, is a main Daredevil villain. Even I know that. And he and Spider-Man have crossed over to beat this guy multiple times. So, but because he's a main Daredevil villain and they use him for crossovers, they could have easily put Daredevil in this book and said, "Don't worry, kids. I'm here." Which, if you've played the game Rise of the Imperfects, they put everybody in it in the very beginning scene. They show you it matters. I'm not asking for a whole lot of Daredevil. I'm just asking for maybe like the appearance of Captain America in that game, where you see his shield. For Daredevil, I guess you'd see his mask or his cane or just something, you know. It didn't damage the character of Bailey to the point of it being something that he couldn't come back from. The art's nice. Look at that. So, but it can only drag you so far. I picked these up mainly for the story. He hasn't apparently told his friend about his time travel adventure with Madam Web. He's 12, and he hasn't told anyone he travels through time. Something's up. Just saying. Maybe Bailey traveled through time more than we think. Yeah. What 12-year-old wouldn't tell his best friend? I mean, yeah. I don't know. Just, I like the mention of Coney Island. Again, it got a 3 out of 5, but definitely not a perfect book. But Spider-Boy as a series does grow on you. Again, this is part of the Infinity Watch. This is his first annual. It's not for old readers like me. It's supposed to drag people in. But those were my thoughts. That it didn't really do a very good job of explaining why the Marvel Universe is glorious. You have angels. You have a giant-headed Watcher guy. You have Nick Fury trapped on the moon. And this poor kid's stuck in such a boring life that he doesn't want to explain to his best friend about his recent time travel adventure or anything that goes on in his own book. Just saying. Again, just my thoughts. I've been Bob. This has been The Other World According to Bob. What you could do to improve Spider-Boy. Bob out. It wasn't as bad as the one where Franklin Richards thinks he met the man on the moon. Yeah.